We are working on short course truck today, guys. We got to get some off-road stuff dialed in for the beginning of February. We've got I think I mentioned it in the last video. We've got a indoor race coming up that's at a brewery in Roseburg. I'm pretty excited for that, actually. I think that's going to be a good time. Our boy Rick's putting that on, and yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. But I want to be able to vlog the whole thing, so I think I'm only going to run the one class. I'm going to run short course truck, just to be able to videotape and do a bunch of stuff for you guys. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I might just run that new B7 too. We'll get that put together. I think probably tomorrow and go from there. But today we got freshen this short course truck up. One of the things that I know I've mentioned it before in a couple other videos, was that our boy Adam Bardo makes custom short course chassis, and this is one of them. So I'll give you a clue. Let me take this other tire real quick. And I'll show you at the very end once I get all the electronics out, because mine's hacked pretty good. The wiring's garbage in it right now, and I had put it together in a hurry, and when I first got the chassis, because we were all in a hurry for the chassis as soon as they released, and yeah, so I'm just going to get the electronics out of this thing first, actually, and then I'll show you guys. But yeah, one of the things that I haven't been doing is running his shock towers. So these are still the original short course Team Associated short course towers, and this chassis actually comes with a set of shock towers, but you need a set of buggy shocks for it to be able to utilize those shock towers. Which what the benefits that you get from using his shock towers are huge. It's just that you got to have an extra set of shocks laying around, basically, or if you don't, buy another set. And I don't really want to do that, so we have not put the shock towers on yet, and I think we're going to finally be able to make that happen. An RC buddy that I know I've mentioned a few times, Ryan, has got something extra pair laying around that he's going to let me use to get me going for Rick's race in a couple weeks, because it's coming up faster than we think, and I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. I know that probably won't be the case for long, but yeah. And plus, we want to get back to racing off-road. We've been focusing a lot on on-road, and we're ready to get back to off-road. I know the guys are ready for us to get back to off-road. I'm sure you guys are ready for some off-road footage. But like I said, and I say it all the time, you'll see me jump back and forth from different RC racing to another, just because of, I may have enjoyed it last time and just didn't want to give it up. Or a lot of times what it is too is that, you've got point series that you want to race, and if you want to stay in the points lead, like, you got to go to all the races. And sometimes I shouldn't even say sometimes, it's most of the time or all the time that the races are conflicting, on the calendar, and, this, that, and the other. And I mean, yeah, I wish I could do all of it. Trust me, I really wish I could, because it would make for a lot more content for you guys, and a lot more RC fun for me. So, I know you guys love to see the off-road footage, because it's fun. I mean, that's where I started indoor carpet racing off-road. I mean, I don't know, a couple years ago, and it's just grown. My collection, my racing stuff, it's crazy. We're getting this year, like you guys know, 2025 is going to be huge. We can't wait for you guys to see what 2025 brings for this year. Like, it's going to be huge. We cannot wait. Okay, let's see. We gotta get. So one downside is I never really learned from Adam the best way to set up the electronics. I need to get together with our boy Joe and have him teach me how to set this short course truck up, because that dude's the master of disaster for short course stuff, man. If you guys don't know, we've got a club racer. His name's Joe. He's from, he races at Poor Boys, but he's got a couple of good races under his belt with good names. And I mean, he's fast. Short course, I think, is his like most dominant class that he's in, but he is running one of the Bartle chassis, so that's pretty sweet. I mean, like, it's pretty sweet that our local hobby shop has the ability to build a custom short course chassis for your team associated truck. Like, it's pretty rad. And I'm glad to be a part of it and be able to race one, and have the opportunity to be a part of that. And so we're gonna give you guys a look here in just a second. We're just getting some stuff out of here. This is the other big thing that I've been using electronic wise, is the 1UP receiver for the Sanwa MT44. If you guys don't know about this, it's a good race receiver. I've pretty much got them in all my cars, I think, except for one now, because they finally offer one for the MT44 model, or to bind to an MT44, which is cool. And I can't remember. I'll put the link in the description to a main, but I want to say they're only like $54 compared to the San Juan, which are like 100, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of why I like those 1UP ones. So shout out to 1UP. I know that they're probably just having them made in China, but for keeping the price point down, for us budget racers, sometimes that makes a big difference, because it's not like, the racing industry is cheap by any means, especially if you're having to use a lot of tires. That hurts big time, having to use a lot of tires, because tires and wheels are expensive, and not everybody's got the ability to buy 4 sets of wheels and tires to just get through a weekend club race, or maybe just one weekend big race, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, so it's tough. The things are getting to be expensive, and so it's nice when you don't have to spend that much money on tires. Of course, this one's gonna be a booger. If you guys ever need double-sided tape that works really well, use the Gorilla stuff. It doesn't even let your ESCs come out of there. Now we're gonna set this in front of the heater for a second. Let it warm up. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna freshen up the short course truck. We're gonna get a new set of buggy shocks on it. Get the new shock towers from Adam Bartle on there finally. I know he's probably screaming at me on the other side of the video, just like, why haven't you gotten those on yet? This is why your truck isn't that good. No, that's not the only reason it's not good. It's because I'm not that good of a driver yet. But we're getting there. We got. You guys always know, here's the body for that thing. I always run the metallic purple from Tamiya. Got one of my good sponsors on there, UTV Obsessions. That's what I do for a living. I work on side-by-sides and UTVs. If you guys don't know what that is, you should probably quit living under a rock. But yeah, they're one of my main sponsors, just for allowing me to do all this and be able to take some time off of work too to be able to do this. So huge shout out to those guys. Yeah, Proline body, pretty beat up actually. I need to get it cleaned up, which that'll be next on the list. We can, you know what? Let's do that while we. So, go ahead and do this while we're talking. Yeah, I just use these multi-surface wipes from CalRC. They've got a little bit of grit in them that help you get some of the pipe marks and tire marks from off the body. And I mean, you guys can see, right? There's black tire marks all up and down the stickers. There's tire marks all over the hood. I mean, these things, let's see. There's white pipe marks because we use the click track at Poor Boys. That was the last place I ran this. The other nice part too is you can do it on the stickers, and it must not have anything to like hurt the sticker. It takes the tire marks right off. It doesn't like actually hurt the sticker, which is cool. Short course trucks are known for tires rubbing the body just on their own. Get all that one off. It like dug through the sticker. And of course, our work stickers don't have. They're not as good as some of the RC stickers. Yeah, she'll get cleaned up. But yeah, that's what we're doing tonight, guys. Getting short course dialed in, get electronics freshened up, resoldered in, get them cleaned up too, because we put them in a super big hurry, which I'm not a fan of and I don't recommend. But you know, when I had gotten the chassis finally, it was like race day and I wanted to race the chassis, and so I just threw it together in a hurry. I was not being patient, but that's all right. All right, now you can see how black that thing is. All the tire marks off of it. A nice wipe down. And then we'll throw some silicone spray on it. Hopefully keep it from... I don't know how many of you guys actually clean your race bodies. I'm usually terrible at it, and I should be a lot better. I wish I was better at it. This hasn't been used in a couple months too. She's dusty. Shame on me, guys. I know you guys are all screaming at me. But, bam. We'll get her cleaned up. We'll get her freshened up for this spring. I'll tell you what, we'll be there. We'll be coming in hard. Oh, okay. Right. That's the problem, guys. It's so cold here in Oregon. You just got to get that tape hot, get nice and warm, and it's nice and pliable. And she comes right off. Alright, now I can give you a better look. Check that out. That is an Adam Bartle short course chassis from Poor Boys Raceway and Hobbies in Grants Pass. He builds these chassis from scratch. The only thing I'm not running are his shock towers. I still have team associated shock towers and standard stock short course shock setup with standard rears and standard fronts. I gotta get those shocks from Ryan so that I can switch over to the new shock towers, because what these do is they'll drop the mounting points so that you can use buggy shocks on all four corners. And so yeah, the nice part is that the chassis will be finally set up, and we're gonna finally get dialed in the wiring and the everything, all the issues that we had going on, to be honest, and then yeah, kind of go from there. But this thing was set up in a hurry, and we're gonna break it down finally and show you guys what our setup is, what we're gonna do, what electronics we're using. Which I'm gonna use the same electronics. We're still using the Hobbywing ESC. It's the XR10 stock, and then I've got the Exalt. What are they? 13.5 short course, I think. Yeah, 13. I don't even know anymore. God, I can't even remember. Somebody asked me the other day what motors we run in something, and I was like, I can't remember. And then I remembered like 5 minutes later. Okay, let's get this. We always have to run chassis protectors at our carpet course. I'm sure most of you guys that are carpet racing do too. So we're gonna get this thing cleaned up, get it ready for a fresh chassis protector. We've also got to get a couple of Team Associated parts, I think. I think we need to get a new front C block because the setup we had going on is just not correct for our track and our setup, or what our track does and how it runs. So I think what we're gonna have to do is tear this thing completely down, but we'll go ahead and find out. I appreciate you guys watching and all the support lately. We've had some huge gain in followers and subscribers on the social media and on the YouTube. The YouTube's going berserk right now. We appreciate it, guys. You guys are obviously loving the content, and that's what we like to see. You know, I don't want to be making the content for no reason. So as long as you guys are watching, we'll keep making it. That's for darn sure. Let's see. We're taking out this waterfall tower because we didn't really need it, and we should have. I mean, it was a 3D printed waterfall for a top fan mount, and it didn't really need it. The car wasn't getting hot at all, or the truck wasn't getting hot at all, and so we're gonna go ahead and take that out, lighten that up. It was like a custom 3D printed waterfall to be able to mount your fan to the top in case you needed that. Okay, well, I think we'll go, let's do this. Chassis cleaned up a little bit. This is the Cowers, the Mo Clean, the industrial grade degreaser and cleaner. And I found out that it works really good for getting like the sticker glue and some of the leftover junk from your chassis protectors that it leaves, because it just catches a lot of the leftover glue, catches a lot of fibers and junk from the carpet, so it helps get that stuff off of there. Shout out to those guys too for making such a good product. The guy, the owner, Heath, man, that dude reached out to me on a Sunday after placing my order and told me, you know, hey, when you get that stuff, you call me and I will go through every product and show you, teach you exactly how to use each one. So that was super rad. Shout out to him for doing that. Okay, all the glue marks off finally. I like this degreaser because it doesn't dissipate super fast, and so if you put some on a rag, it usually can kind of clean the whole chassis and degrease or anything, decrease anything you need. So, okay, sweet. All right, guys. Well, we're probably gonna take us today and tomorrow to get this thing rebuilt, or get it tore down and rebuilt, freshened up the way we want it to. So we're gonna go ahead and call that a night so far, and then once we get the shocks from Ryan tomorrow, we will finish up the rest of this thing. So we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.